Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for joining me in another edition of CBT Now right here at CBTnews.com. Today, Sean Gardner, instructor and sales trainer at the Joe Verde Group, is going to walk us through using Joe's either-or questions to turn more digital leads into sales. So thank you so much, Sean, for joining us on the show today.
Absolutely, sir. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yep. So talk to me about this. It's either or, and I know that can be a big determining factor if this is used right?
Yeah. Well, let's start off with this. You're in a dealership, you get a digital lead, you set an appointment with the digital lead, and then guess what, Jim? They don't show.
That's right.
Right? I mean, it happens all the time. More don't show than show. So that just tells me there's opportunity. Or you know, you're chatting back and forth with the customer and things seem to be going really well. It seems like you have rapport and a good vibe with this customer, but then all of a sudden they ghost you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is real life stuff.
I know.
Salespeople are frustrated and they need some tools. And yeah, that's where Joe's either or questions come into play. Okay. An either or question, Jim, is just where you simply ask a question, but then you supply the answers. And they do two things. They help you lead the conversation, the flow of the conversation in a super positive way. Plus, Jim, and if you're watching this, I hope you take some notes here. They create more engagement with your customer, okay? Like if I'm emailing a customer, I get this lead in, I want to create engagement, not just yes or no. Do you have it? Yes or no? What is your best price? I want to create engagement like, hey, thanks for your inquiry. Have you purchased a vehicle from our dealership before, or would this be your first time? Mm-hmm. That's going to create engagement on the customer's part. They'll answer that question, which means I'm leading the sale in a very positive way. Or do you live here locally, or are you from out of the area? Or do you guys have a trade-in, or are you guys adding to your family fleet? Question mark, said, okay? These type of questions, if I ask a question, Jim, and they answer from those two choices that I'm always giving them, well, then I'm leading the flow of the conversation in a super positive way, and we're creating engagement. That's the key, and that's what Joe's either or questions are all about.
Yes. So, and this needs to be utilized in almost every facet of the sales process, right?
Oh, well, shoot, you could use them on the incoming sales call. You can use them out on the lot when you're finding wants, needs, and hot buttons. But where salespeople are really underutilizing these questions is on that hot digital lead. You know, I was interested in a vehicle, and you know the question that I got from the salesperson, have you had a chance to drive one yet? That's it. That is like such a bad luck question. A customer is going to trick you on that because it's open-ended. It's just, I'll say, yes, I've driven it. I just want your best price then. And then the salesperson is like, I don't know what to do. I got to go with my manager. This guy just wants the best price. Yeah. Another question they always ask is, when do you think you can come in? Question mark. Send. The problem with that question, it requires too much thinking on the customer's part. You know?
So how should that better be handled? That same question.
Okay, first of all, when I say, when do you think you can come in, the customer's going to be like, well, maybe this weekend, you know? And what day is it, Jim? It's Wednesday.
Yeah,
right?
Done. Forget it. You'll never see it.
So it's just too much time for things to go wrong.
That's right.
So to your point, let me give you an example, okay? I get a lead. It's got a lot of different questions. So I want to acknowledge their questions, but then I want to start using some either ors. Bob, thanks for the inquiry. A lot of great questions. There's a couple different ways you can go. What would be a good time for us to get together? Can you come in right now, or would later on this afternoon, closer to 4 be better? Question mark and send. Okay? I mean, what if I get a response back I get a response back. Well, we could be there within the hour. Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
And I'm going to get that car they're interested in. I'm going to pull it around front, make it look beautiful, put a reserve sign in it. Customer's going to pull on the lot. They'll park right there. The sale is half done. I think sometimes we as salespeople, we're making this harder than it has to be. You know,
right.
or let me give you another example. That was just going right for the appointment. But the perfect flow, Jim, and you know this on a digital opportunity, is to go from online to on phone, online to on phone, online to on phone. Why? Because then your personality can shine through, right?
That's right.
Then I'm not just digits or letters on a screen. So I want to transition from online to on phone, okay? Bob, lots of great questions. It really depends on a couple different factors. What's the best number to call you at? Can I call you right now, or would here in a few minutes work better? Question mark and send. So I'm acknowledging they have these questions, but then I'm ending it with an either or. You know, it's easier for a customer to pick a choice than you ask them for a specific time. I mean, if you ask me what's a good time that'll work, Sean, I'd say, well, I got to get with my wife. You know, I got to get. But if you give them choices, even if I had to talk to my wife, you know, I would say, well, they're thinking either right now or we could come in closer to 4. And my wife, it makes it easier even for my wife. Tell them closer to 4.
That's right.
Right? Here's the thing. That customer online, especially local customer, they could be deciding where to go right now, right?
That's right.
They could be deciding. They're reaching out to you online, but they're reaching out to 2 or 3 of your other competitors simultaneously. Let them be the ones that say, what other cars are you looking at? Have you had a chance to drive this? What? Just those stupid open-ended questions, excuse my language, okay, that create no engagement. They just actually get a customer a little upset. Right. So we want to create the engagement. We want to use the either or questions, those Joe either or questions, ask the questions, supply the answers. These questions, Jim, they even help you when it comes to tough price questions.
Yeah.
Okay? Price, and a lot of customers, they feel more confident in trying to beat us up on price online because we're not looking at them in the eye. So, hey, nothing bad happens if we try, right? Let's just try. Like maybe you get a lead that says, hey, we've been shopping around, we've been online, we've been to a couple dealerships, and we're just looking for your best price on this stock number. Okay, I mean, they got it down to a stock number.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, what's the last thing I want to do, Jim?
Is give the best price.
Yeah. You know why? Because they're going to shop it.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
What is that? 96% of all customers that get what they feel is your best price are going to shop.
That's right.
And the thing about it is someone's always going to be willing to beat you by a couple $100.
Yes, that's right.
I would. And it could turn into a good deal because the customer could be financing or even have a trade-in.
That's right.
So it could be a good deal. So, and also, check this out. I just did a workshop last week. You could be sending out your best price as a way to see if you can create that engagement. The problem is, though, you might be sending out the customer the wrong pricing information. Mm-hmm. You could be sending out the wrong pricing information. Are they a first responder? Are they active military? Are they first-time buyer? Okay, there's just so many different questions. You know, at one time, Ram Pickups offered a down payment assistance of $750 if you had a credit score under a certain number. So that's $750. That's a $750 better deal, okay? Yeah. And it's by region, by manufacturer. There's so many different things going on. I don't want to lose the sale based on wrong information, right?
That's right.
So let me give you an idea how you might handle this lead. I mean, the customer says, no, we just want your best price. We've been looking around. We've been online. Bob, thanks for your inquiry. Always great to do your homework. Of course, the final price depends on a few different things. Like, I don't know if you're thinking the rebate or the special rate. What's the best number to call you at? Can I call you right now or here in a few minutes? Question mark and send. The guy sends back, give me 10 minutes and sends me his number. What do we agree? He agreed to have a phone conversation, right?
That's right. That's right.
I just want to use those Joe either or questions to go from online, on phone, in store.
It makes so much sense to go down this road rather than, to your point, than those general open-ended questions that really put that consumer back in control of that conversation and really puts an end to any meaningful engagement with that customer. So this makes perfect sense. Either or question for sure.
Yeah. Jim, questions like, are you strictly looking for white or lighter colors overall? That's a great way to create engagement.
That's right.
Now, I know you reached out on a hybrid, but are you stuck on a hybrid or would you consider a gas?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just these. Are you calling from your home, work, or cell? And I know that sounds old school, but 99% of customers will say cell, and the number there is, and you can get their number.
Yep.
Okay. But the point is, you're creating this positive engagement, this positive back and forth, and the true definition of closing, like Joe Verde says, is just any question you ask, anything you do that keeps moving it forward.
Yep.
Right.
That's right.
And you can't move it forward if you get ghosted because you're not creating engagement, right?
That's right. That's right. And you can, as I said earlier, you can use this throughout the entire process. In fact, even for F&I managers that are listening, this works very well in the box as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Did you want to go with the $100 deductible or the $0 deductible? Did you want to go with the silver or the gold?
Right.
Okay. Did you want to go 60 months or does the 72 work better?
That's right.
There's so many different ways to use either or questions. But now one thing I do want to bring up since you brought that up, when we talk about setting appointments with digital opportunities, the last thing you want to call it is an appointment. Yeah. Okay, you do a great job. You get them from online to on the phone, and you're having a conversation. Don't say, what would be a good time to set up an appointment. Okay, that just doesn't sound fun.
Sounds like a doctor's visit.
So look, 71% of all customers said they bought because they liked us. So I'm setting up just an informal visit, just to give the customer more information. So it needs to be this is the exact Joe Verde script. What would be a good time for us to get together?
Right. Perfect.
And you come down right now, or would later on this afternoon work better? And you hear those either ors, okay?
Right. Perfect.
Those either or questions, we call them in our sales workshop foundational skills, okay?
Yep. Yeah.
But bottom line, man, you want to move some metal. You want to turn more digital leads into sales with gross. A lot of our digital leads right now, we might be selling them a car, but it's a mini deal. Aren't you tired of mini deals? Okay.
That's right.
Learn to create that engagement using those Joe Verde either ors.
I love it. Sean Gardner, instructor and sales trainer at the Joe Verde Group. This is why we love having you in. This is the kind of content that we want to be delivering to our sales people that are watching, and managers and F&I managers as well. So thanks so much for joining us on the show. Very much appreciated. Look forward to the next time that we're together.
Always a pleasure, Jim, truly.
Great. Thanks so much.
All righty.